Oscar, we can have you people.
Okay, so tell me again about the Pacific Plate.
Okay. The Pacific Plate, where something in the mantle caused a crack and pulled the Pacific Plate down, and that's what was causing the continents to shift.
Okay.
Now, and I know something else about the Earth. That it was 8,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and they said on that show that that's as hot as the surface of the sun at once.
All right.
And lava was flowing everywhere. Meteorites impacted everywhere.
When was that?
That was when the Earth was first forming.
Oh, okay. How many years ago?
Like it was when it was probably about 4.5 billion years ago. They said
4.5 billion.
yes.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And then the seas were all in green. That was when the continents started to form, and pressure on the Earth could crush a human being.
Amazing.
And what happened is that was when the continents were forming. And then when dinosaurs were around, whatever lived this thing that I heard that scientists called Snowball Earth that lasts for 2 million years, there was a continent. I don't remember the name of it, but it was blocking so no heat could get to the poles, so the Earth was covered in a sheet of ice a mile thick. Temperatures reached 40 below zero, and that lasted for 2 million years, and there was a mile thick of ice.
Holy crap.
And then later dinosaurs were around, and a volcano and a meteorite impacted and killed them. Yeah.
General volcanoes.
There was a Fisher volcano, which goes out like this, and it can go out miles and shoot lava hundreds of feet in the air.
Really?
Yeah. And then there's a shield volcano. It's like a mountain. It shoots very thin streams out. Then there's the cinder cone, which just erupts out of the middle.
I see.
And that's the volcanoes.
Okay, so there's one more. We just don't know the name of it yet. One more type of volcano.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is the highest oxygen level we have ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Huh.
Yeah.
So
the rocks, I remember the name of them. They're called stromatolites.
Stromatolites.
Yeah, that's what put the oxygen in the air.
Oh, okay. All right. I see.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And that was before the dinosaurs even lived.
Wow. So that had to have been how long ago?
Yeah, they're very old.
Hundreds of millions of years ago, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mantle, because the mantle is all lava.
Right.
That's all it is. So it pushes up through, and when something happens down there in the mantle, that's when the volcanoes erupt.
Wow. Amazing.
And
so it's kind of relieving pressure then, huh?
And there's Mount Vesuvius somewhere, I don't remember where it is. And its crater that the lava comes out of itself is a mile wide.
Really?
In our own solar system, 11 counting Eris and Ceres.
11 total. Wow.
And 9 counting the Pluto. Well, it's considered a dwarf planet.
A dwarf planet. Oh, okay.
And so is Eris and Ceres.
They're all three of them are dwarf planets?
Yeah. Now Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are the Jovian planets. Those are the gas giants.
Oh, I see. I see. So they're just filled with gases?
Yeah.
I see.
And
what's the big red spot on Jupiter?
It's a big swirling storm, twice the size of Earth.
Does it fit probably 2 or 3 Earths inside the storm itself?
No, 2 Earths.
Oh, 2 Earths. 2 Earths only. I see. Yes. And what were clouds? They're red and white or something? What do those have?
The white clouds were the ammonia crystals, and
so the white clouds have ammonia crystals in them?
Yeah, and they were the higher clouds. Then the red clouds were the sulfur compounds in the lower clouds.
So they had sulfur compounds in the lower clouds?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where they get their color from, huh?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Okay. And
It's hard to believe that Jupiter only has 10 hours in a day, even though it's so big and heavy.
Mm-hmm. It's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it has so much gravity that can pull stuff in millions of miles out in space.
Yeah, that's right. How many moons does Jupiter have? I don't remember.
16.
They have 16. And what's their biggest moon?
I don't remember. I just remember it started with a G. Because it's the biggest moon in the
That
solar
name was
system.
real hard to pronounce, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Titan, which is one of Saturn's 18 moons, is the second biggest moon in the solar system. Because only that moon of Jupiter's that started with a G is the only bigger one. And its atmosphere makes up its color.
Oh, I see. I see. Because of the gases.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. And what about, I was just thinking that about Venus.
Yeah.
What was the deal with Venus?
Venus has so much pressure it could crush a human being. And the Hadrius was Mitchell, it said it could flatten a human being.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And its clouds are 30 miles up in the air and 60 miles thick. And our clouds are only 60 miles up in the air and 30 miles thick.
Oh, I see. I see. And what I was just the clouds in Venus? What are they made of?
I don't know. Well, one of the main gases on Venus is carbon dioxide. That's what creates it to be so hot.
Right.
Because that's what's happening to our own planet and keeping the heat in. And it doesn't have hardly any hydrogen. It has no oxygen.
Really? Amazing.
Yeah. The Earth, when it was 8,000 degrees, that's the surface temperature of the sun.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's just the surface temperature of the sun. So you can tell the sun's hotter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. And what, I thought that I remember that there was two main gases the sun was made out of.
Well, I know it's made mostly out of liquid hydrogen and some helium and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think you're right.
And we know what moved the continents.
Well, which was what again?
The Pacific plate that the mantle made, and it was pulling it in.
Pulling it in how? I forgot.
Like, would be the crust, okay? Which would have the Pacific plates, and here would be the mantle, right?
Okay.
Then this crack opened up like that on the crust, and then this little part came, and the mantle was pulling it down in, like that.
Pulling the
Pacific plate down in.
Oh, I see. Okay. And so what did that do, ultimately?
That's what was moving the continents.
Oh,
That's what was shifting them.
Oh, careful.
That's what was shifting the continents.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds pretty good.
Okay.
Anything else you want to tell me about?
Yeah. We know Sirius is the last planet in the solar system and the coldest. It's still in the asteroid belt in between Mars and Jupiter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. That's because it must take big orbits then, huh?
Oh, yeah. It has to, because it's right by Earth, and that's Pluto. So, like, here would be Mars, and here would be Jupiter, right?
Uh-huh.
And then here would be Sirius, and then it would probably go all the way from here to back like that.
I see.
I'm sure it'd have some long days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And how many hours are in a day on Jupiter?
10.
There's 10 hours in every day.
Yes.
So it takes 10 hours to go around in one orbit.
Dad, that would be on Earth, you know?
Uh-huh.
It would only be... one day would already be gone. I mean, 2 days on Jupiter would already be gone on almost 1 day on Earth.
Wow. Yeah, because that's 20 hours, right?
24 hours.
Oh, okay. So is it 30 years that it takes for it to get around in one orbit?
For 1 year on Saturn, you know, it's 30 Earth years.
Oh, it is.
One of Saturn's years is 30 Earth years.
Okay, so it takes 30 years for it to orbit one time.
It takes 30 years for one Earth year.
Yeah. Anything else you want to tell me about?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, say, how smart am I?
How smart am I?
Pow, pow, man.